That mint-condition car sitting on the lot might be hiding way more miles than the odometer shows. Odometers can be rolled back quickly with cheap tools, and most buyers won't spot it unless they know exactly what to check. In the next few minutes, I'll show you 3 tells, 2 physical and 1 digital, that can reveal an odometer rollback. 1 sign is a red flag, 2 is a strong warning, 3 means walk away. And if you're buying used from a private seller or a small lot, this is especially worth doing. Sign number 2 is the one most people never verify, because it's not on the dashboard. Let's get into it. Sign number 1 is the wear mismatch. Start with the fastest physical check, wear that doesn't match the mileage. Check the pedals first. Grab a flashlight and look at the gas pedal, brake pedal, and the clutch if it's a manual. Low mileage cars usually have clear rubber texture. High mileage cars often show smooth, polished rubber from years of use. Pause for 2 seconds. What do you expect a 40,000-mile pedal to look like? Now compare it to what you're seeing. If the dash shows low miles but the pedals look and feel heavily worn, that's your first red flag. Now look closely at the brake pedal edge. This is where wear can show up even if someone cleaned everything else. If the rubber is worn thin, or you can even see metal starting to show through, that suggests far more use than the odometer claims. Next, check the steering wheel. Cracked leather, shiny smooth spots, or a flattened grip area usually takes a long time to develop. Compare what you see to what the mileage suggests. Then check the driver's seat, especially the outer bolster where people slide in and out. Look for compressed cushioning, stretched fabric, ripped seams, or faded material. These patterns are hard to undo even if the interior looks detailed. Quick score. If you saw 1 mismatch, you're at 1 out of 3. Don't decide yet, confirm it with the next step. Comment pedals if you want a quick photo guide of what normal wear looks like at different mileages. Sign number 2 is the ECU versus dashboard mismatch. Here's the part that surprises people. The dash can be changed, but the car may still be keeping receipts in its modules. Modern cars can store mileage in more than one place. The dashboard cluster shows one number, but the car's modules may store another, including the ECU and sometimes the transmission control module. What often happens is someone changes the dashboard mileage because it's what buyers see. But if the mileage stored in the modules doesn't match the dash, that mismatch is a major indicator something's been altered. Here's how to check it. Use an OBD2 scanner that can read stored mileage from the ECU or relevant modules. Plug it into the OBD2 port under the steering wheel. Only do this while the car is parked. Pull the stored mileage data, then compare it to what the dash shows. If the dash says one number, and the module data says something significantly higher, that's a strong sign you're looking at a rollback. I've seen cars advertised as barely driven, where this scan told a totally different story, and that one check saved the buyer thousands. If you're not comfortable doing this yourself, ask for a pre-purchase inspection and request a diagnostic scan, specifically to compare module mileage to the cluster. If the numbers don't align, treat it as a deal breaker unless the seller can prove a legitimate reason with documentation. Now for sign number 3, the simplest reality check most buyers skip: service records and title consistency. Oil changes, inspections, repairs, many of them record mileage. A normal history shows mileage that generally increases over time. What you're looking for is inconsistency, mileage that suddenly drops compared to a previous entry, long gaps followed by unusually low mileage, or title transfers where the mileage doesn't make sense relative to older records. Check the title records and any service history you can get. The key is consistency. The numbers don't need to be perfect, but they should make sense across time. Pull a vehicle history report and scan the mileage timeline. If you see a clear backward jump or a pattern that doesn't add up, treat it as a major red flag. Here's the simple process before you buy. Compare 3 things: the physical wear, pedals, wheel, seat, the module mileage versus the dashboard, OBD scan, and the records, service and title history. If 2 of these disagree with the odometer, you're taking a serious risk. If all 3 point the same way, you have your answer. Quick recap. Before you buy, check wear that's hard to fake, verify module mileage with an OBD scan, and confirm the history through service and title consistency. That combination catches most rollbacks before you hand over money. Next video is the full pre-purchase checklist, so you don't miss the expensive failures that don't show up on a test drive.